Hi everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to challenge number 9. My name is Clary and I've been here with you for these past 2 weeks of fun in Adobe Illustrator. But let me say hi in the chat. I can see that everyone is busy typing there. I can see Steve say another fine Canadian. Who's from Canada? I missed the chat. Christelle, nice to see you. Nick Kovalev, Jui, Roseanne Rosario, Wade is saying Clary. I say Wade. How's it going? Nice to see you here, and always thank you so much for your help. Jack Watson is in the house as well. Cheryl is here, Megan, Anthony. Fantastic. Nice to see you, everybody. Welcome here to this last challenge with me. But if it's your very first day here at the Illustrator Daily Creative Challenge, well, this is still time to get playing with the challenge that we've done in the past week, and let me show you where you can find more information about this challenge, the past challenge that we did, and of course the challenge that is about to come in the next 2 weeks with, I believe, my friend Julia is gonna be here with you for the next 2 weeks. But I can see Nick, I can see Amy, Jay, Ta, Gamal, Carrie, TM is here. Nice to see you, TM. Andre, fantastic. Nice to see you, everyone. So let's jump in my computer real quick so I can show you that amazing landing page. What you can do here is click on the big blue button in order to take the challenge and get reminded every day. Haraful, nice to meet you. I can see you. Steven saying that una bella mattinata a te. Fantastic. So if you guys don't know it, me and Steve have Italian classes here. So we have one sentence in Italian every time, and it's just saying that it's a good day. Fantastic. We're definitely going to have fun. Today we're going to build a mascot in Illustrator. So it's going to be a lot of tips in creating a character illustration. Look forward to jump into it. And how do you know what sort of challenge is going to be played in the day? Well, as I was saying, if you click on the big blue button, you're going to be reminded in your email. But also if you head here into your landing page, which is behance.net/challenge/illustrator, you'll be able to discover every day the wonderful challenge, because as you can see right behind me here, each card gets discovered every day. And we had a very busy 2 weeks exploring new techniques in Adobe Illustrator. Of course, today we are at the number 9, creating a mascot. But if you missed the previous challenges, don't worry. All you have to do is to click on watch video in order to watch the replay. And if you click on get started, all the files are there available for you in order to participate. In fact, in order to join me today and to follow along during this challenge, all you have to do is to click on the get started here where it says create a mascot, and the Dropbox folder will open. And I'm going to show you real quick what's going on here. So what's going to happen is that we have our lovely mascot, which showed you some example, which are there, just some images for you to get in the mood of creating some fun mascots. And also we have a little kitty, of course, because if you know me, you know that I like pets. And today I decided to build an image of a squirrel. Now this is my personal choice, and I provided some image for you which we're going to bring into Illustrator in order to get inspired, but you can do whatever you want. I look forward actually to see what you're going to come up with, and feel free to come up with your own design. And if you're wondering how I'll be able to see your work, well, very simple. All you have to do is to click here into the community chat, or simply go to our amazing link, which is bit.ly/AI Discord. And once you head there, you'll be transported in the wonderful world of Discord, which is right here. Let me jump back into my screen. Once you head to Discord, you'll be able to submit your work under the feedback channel, under challenge. Here you can see that we have a lot of work from this past week. Yesterday we were working with Chrome test. Laura is saying that she can stay long, but I wanted to say thank you. Oh, Laura, that's so sweet of you. Thank you so much for joining me. You can watch the replay here. Don't worry. I hope you have a fantastic day. And again, if you are watching from YouTube, make sure to head on behance.net/live so I can read your comments live. Fantastic. So I'm going to show you how to create, how to share the work at the end of our creation. But let's jump into Illustrator so we can start building our amazing challenge. Wade Cuff is also placed a link into the chat, so you'll be able just to click on that link and you'll be transported into our fantastic Discord. Amazing. I'm gonna open Illustrator right now because I want to start a little bit of fun. And here it is. So I'm just gonna show you real quick which was my final output for today. And we'll see where we're gonna end up when we're gonna create that together. But we're gonna be talking about strokes. We're gonna be talking about creating stroke presets. And by the way, let me know in the chat if you have ever done anything like that before, or how many of you enjoy illustrating characters or mascots. Angie saying, hi ho, it's Friday. Yes, I forgot to say happy Friday, everyone. I hope you have a mind-blowing weekend. You can relax. I will definitely take some downtime. I'll be recording for the upcoming Adobe Max session. And remember, this year Adobe Max is free for all. Isn't that amazing and mind-blowing? We're definitely going to talk about it in next streams. You're going to have plenty of information coming up, but yes, I'll be there showing some Illustrator, Photoshop, and InDesign. So it's going to be a busy, exciting weekend for me, but hopefully we're going to have fun starting the fun today, this Friday, and then we can get some relaxed in the evening and in the afternoon. Jay, happy Friday. Carol Pearl said, almost missed it. Don't worry, Carol. I'm just showing off a little bit of what the final result is, and we are ready to start. So in order to get started, we are here at the very big home page for Adobe Illustrator, and all you have to do is to click on Create New in order to open a new document. And then in this case, I'm going to set the intent to Art and Illustration, so I can have for example, the choice of building a poster, which is what I'm going to be selecting for this challenge. Here it is. Those are blank document presets that Illustrator offers for you in order to be very fast in creating your document. And here I'm going to call my document challenge 9. You can name it whatever you prefer. And I'm going to click on create. And now I used my artboard as a portrait when I was selecting it. You can also change the orientation of the artboard from portrait to landscape at any time. All you have to do is to click on the artboard tool and then press return. And as you can see here, there is a little icon that shows the orientation. Of course, the one that is standing up is the so-called portrait, or the one that is horizontal is the landscape. And as you can see, just in one click, we can swap it. So let's change it to landscape, and here it is done. Fantastic. Now what I'm going to do is to start to build my layers, and I'm going to go to the layer panels. Remember, if I ever mention a layer and you can see my workspace but you don't see it on yours, all you have to do is to click on the window menu, and then here all of those are all the panels that we use in Illustrator, and you can bring them up at any time simply by going choosing window and then selecting any of those. So we're going to be working today with the stroke and definitely with the layers. And let's see what's happening, what's going to happen next. Probably some color themes as well. So what I'm going to do here is to double click on the side of the layer, and I'm going to name it Inspiration. And then I'm going to click on return, and then I'm going to click on this little icon which has a little plus in the middle. It's a square with a plus, and in order to create a new layer, and I'm going to name it Outline. Oops, here it is. And then I'm going to click and create another one, and I'm going to call it Colors. Fantastic. So it looks like we already start to set up our file correctly. I tend to do that when I work on my own. I try to build layers first in order to keep my work organized. Noor, nice to see you. Fantastic. Musradin saying, hello, beautiful people. I absolutely say the same. Hello, beautiful people. Nice to see you here. Also, Rishika is here. Nice to see you. Fantastic. So hopefully you have downloaded the file that I provided for you into the starter folder. And in order to place those files into our artboard, all we have to do is to use the shortcut Shift Command P on Mac, that's Shift Control P on Windows, in order to open our browser window. We can search our destination folder. I believe mine is here under week 2. Of course, if you have just downloaded the files, you're definitely going to find it into the download destination folder. Otherwise, depending if you download it on your desktop, whatever is your destination folder. So I'm going to bring in those squirrels, click and select in order to click and drag to select them all, and click on place. And then I'm going to just click into my artboard in order to have them here. And again, those are just simply images that I have here as a inspiration. And I want to make sure that I have them on the right layer. As you can see now, the outline is green. That tells me that I are under color. If I wanted to move it into my inspiration, all I have to do is to click them here, Alt Shift to select all the items here in the layer, and I'm gonna show you how to do it here, and simply click and drag and bring it into the destination of choice. So right now what I did is moved all those 3 items from one layer to the other, simply working within my layer panels. That's super, super helpful. And then you can always lock the layer. But I got a little surprise coming your way. I've actually created a very quick sketch, which is right here. I don't know if you can see it, because I heard that so many times I cannot draw, so therefore I cannot create a character. Well, that's not true at all, because as you can see, we can start working by the most irreverent design like the one that I've created. And let me bring it back here from my desktop. And that's another way in which you can bring images in. I believe that is right here into my desktop. Correct. Fantastic. It's actually quite big. In order to resize it, all you have to do is to hold shift to transform it proportionally, and then drag towards the center in order to resize it. Fantastic. So as you can see, this is my drawing, and it's messy and it's not a good drawing, but we're gonna make it work. So what we're gonna do here is to click on the image, go on the properties panel, and set the opacity down to something like perhaps 40, 44, where it's still pretty visible, but it's not as bold. So we can start tracing our design. Once you're done, maybe we can bring in all the other images, okay, again with the shortcut Shift Command P. And I believe mine again are into week 2 folder, and feel free to browse your destination folder depending on where you have placed them. And again, those are just 2 images that I wanted to share in order to get some inspiration on the design. And I wanted to show you that even if I'm doing something completely different, I still got some inspiration into the theme by having this little I think it's like Swedish design almost, with the little feathers coming up for our little squirrel, because it's like living in the field and collecting all these little nuts. So all I have to do now is to lock my layer and click on the second layer, which is the outline. And I'm going to start by using the pen tool. And with the pen tool, like we've seen in previous challenges, all you have to do is to click once in order to create a point, which is an anchor point, and then move towards where the line direction changes, and then click and drag in order to create another anchor point. Now what happened is, for example, I create an anchor point that is in the wrong place, and I'm here dragging in order to create my handles, but I want to move the anchor point because I don't want to let go and then move it afterward. Well, if you hold the space bar, look what happens. You'll be able to move your point back in place so you don't waste time and you can keep drawing. So let's say that again, I actually miss it and I place this in the wrong direction. Well, don't worry, just hold the space bar and you'll be able to move it again. And then you can still change the direction of the handle. Isn't that fantastic? I think that's a huge time saver. Now I'm gonna finish with this path, and then I wanna show you something for those of you that are using the pen tool here for the first time. Now remember, when you're closing a path, and I'm going to zoom in so you can actually see what's going on, the pen tool, when it's close to the initial path, shows a little circles. That is telling us that we're closing the path. So we're actually just creating, coming back to the first little anchor point that we created, and that's it. Now this anchor point doesn't have any handle. With the pen tool selected, all you have to do is hold Option on Mac, that's Alt on Windows, click and drag on your little dot in order to have those handles. And the handles, what they do, they set the direction of each side. So if you want our curve to go down or to go up, all we have to do is to use these handles. In order to maneuver the handles a little bit better, what you can do is also hold on the Option key, and then you will be moving them independently. You can also move the handle using the letter A. So if you press A on your keyboard, which is our direct selection tool, that will allow you to select the anchor point individually and then move the handle, just like so. Nora is saying, can wait for AI on the iPad. Yes, is absolutely fantastic. Sammy is saying that it'll be working is the way I catch up. Of course, Sammy, everything is recorded, so you'll always be able to catch up in your own time. All you have to do is to head into our fantastic landing page, and you'll be able just to watch those again. Fantastic. So now that I'm done, I cannot see anything because I don't have a stroke. I have a fill. So how do I bring the stroke back? Well, very easy. I'm going to go here into my fill and stroke, and I'm going to switch between the fill and the stroke, and I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see what I'm doing here. It's just on this side, just above me. All I have to do is use the shortcut Shift X, and as you can see, the fill and the swap change. So now I'm gonna have an empty fill, and the color is actually gone to the stroke, and we can actually see it happen into our shape. Select the shape, and then again press Shift X, and now you see that we don't have any more fill, but we have the stroke. Fantastic. So now that you change from stroke to fill, all I have to do is to click on the stroke and then head to my color panel and click on black. Now creating strokes with the pen tool, it can look a little bit like dry. It doesn't feel like it's inky, you know, like it feels very computer made. How do we get a little bit of that hand-drawn vibe into our stroke? Well, what I like to do is to create some presets that will allow us to create our own shape of, it's almost like using a brush, but for a stroke. So let me know in the chat if you ever done that. Maddie's saying space bar magic. That's absolutely fantastic. Yeah. So let's see how to create this preset. I'm gonna go under my stroke panel, which you can find always under window and stroke. Oops, look like I actually had mine out there already, but no problem. All you have to do is to bring it back. And what I'm gonna do is to use these little segment tool, which you can also bring up with the little slash tool that is next to the curly bracket on your keyboard, and then hold shift in order to create a straight line. Then I'm going to zoom in on this line and use my width tool here from the toolbar, and I'm going to zoom in so you can see this amazing tool. It's pretty cool tool. And then click anywhere you want into from your path in your segment in this case, and click and drag out, and look what happens wherever you place your points. And you can do as many as you want. You can either go in or go out, and you can literally distort a shape and a path. And this is still a stroke, by the way. I mean, this is not a fill, this is still a stroke, which is super cool. And it gives you the feel of something being a little bit more undrawn, so it's not a super straight line. Well, I think I messed that a little bit too much, so I'm just going to create another one and give it a little bit more of a different width, which is still, although pretty decent, so perhaps something like that. But look what happened when I do change the width of a fill, and I'm gonna again zoom in so you can see a little bit better. Here under the stroke panel, we have a little drop down menu that's called profile, and look what happened. If I select this shape, the profiles change to that shape, and if I select this other one, we change the profile to this other shape. So what you can also do in order to work in a consistent way is perhaps to click on this down pointing arrow, and then click here where it says add to profile, just right here at the bottom. And then all you have to do is to name it. I'm going to name this one Clary 0, and then click on OK. And now look what happened. I have the profile selected, so I can apply it to any line. So I'm going to select the line that I've just created for my squirrel, maybe give it a width of perhaps 4, just so we can see a little bit better. And then with that selected, I'm going to go to the profile, scroll down until I find my profile that I just created called Clary 0. And look what happened. I'm actually going to click and drag in order to create a copy over here. Our straight line actually started to get a little bit more of a pressure feel, almost like it was drawn on the iPad or was on paper. So when you do the curve, you actually leave a little bit more of a mark. So Sammy's saying that that's something new. I'm very happy to hear. And you can also apply that into shapes. So for example, if I'm now designing the eye, I'm gonna go, sorry, I've done that too quickly. I went to the toolbar, hold the rectangle tool, went down to the ellipse tool, click and drag in order to create an ellipse, and hold shift to create a perfect circle. And then you can always go back to your profile and select the profile that you have created. Make sure that you give it a little bit of weight so you can see it, and here it is. Our eyes is coming together. And you can also switch the side in which you see the little profile coming through, so you can start to build maybe a little bit of a shape so everything looks a little bit more coherent. Now for the small details, when you're creating your little mascot, I advise to just use fill. So for example, even for the nose here, I'm probably just gonna use the pen tool and again just keep it with the normal feel. But maybe for the mouth, I'm gonna go back and use my pen tool. And remember, I'm gonna show for those of you just tuning in, if you misplaced your pen tool, your anchor point, and I actually want to zoom in so everyone can see. So I'm supposed to place it up here, right? But I actually clicked and I want to keep drawing and I don't want to like let it go and then use the direction tool. Well, pretty easy. Even if you're still playing there with your handle, all the space bar and boom, you can place it in the direction that you want and then still use the lovely handles in order to set the direction so you can keep designing. Fantastic. Now again, in order to swap fill and stroke, I'm going to use the shortcut Shift X. So we brought the black into the stroke, give it like a 3-point, and then go into my profiles and give it the profile that we want. So either this one, and in this case we're going to have the little smile coming that way, or you can use the other direction, making sure that you select the path, or you can also swap it. So in this case, the smile is gonna go up, but I think it's more natural when we have the thinner part to the outside and the filler mouth outside. Well, all you have to do is to keep going and building your design. Unfortunately, I can see that we have just literally probably 3 minutes to go. I'm gonna share my final here with you. And as you can see, I've done quite a lot of work, but probably let me share another. I want to show you how did I create that flower. I can do it in 1 minute because Illustrator is magic. So I'm gonna use the ellipse tool and I'm gonna click and drag in order to create a circle. Then I'm gonna go under Object, Path, and add anchor points. And as you can see, we have more anchor points into my path. And then I'm gonna do that again. Option, Path, add anchor points. And then I'm going to go into my effect, distort and transform, and use pucker and bloat in order to create either pucker or bloat effect. So in this case, if you use the bloat, you created a flower in like 3 seconds. Isn't that super cute? Noor is asking, what's the name of the mascot? Well, Noor, I'm going to see into Discord if we find him a name. It doesn't have a name. For now, we can call it Clady if you want, but we definitely need to find a name. And look what happened if you go under pucker. You create almost like a star, which can be pretty useful if you want to create highlights. So fantastic. I'm going to keep this little bloat flower. You can also swap with the Shift X, the fill, and then here it is. You can resize it, of course, using Shift in order to make sure that we keep the proportion. But unfortunately, it's like 1 minute before we go. It's been absolutely amazing to be here with you for these 2 weeks. Before we say goodbye, I want to remind you to give me a follow on Instagram. You should be able to find all my information here on my website on I Am Clady. There are all the other DCCs, plenty of resources with many other files that you can find absolutely for free on my website, and link to all the other stream that I've done here Adobe Live. And also my Instagram is I Am Clady. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach me there or on Discord. I'll be super happy to chat with you and to discuss more about the wonderful Adobe application, illustration, Photoshop. But for here, it's been absolutely amazing to speak about Illustrator with you. I loved spending this time in the Illustrator Daily Creative Challenge. I look forward to see your challenge on Discord. So remember, I'm going to share one more time. This is the right place to go. bit.ly/AI Discord. And once you head there, the right place to share your work is the feedback challenge, which is just right here, feedback challenge, and then click on the little plus in order to share your work. Guys, thank you so much for having shared your time with me. It was an absolute pleasure. I will catch you on Discord. I will catch you on the net, and have a fantastic weekend. Bye, everyone. Thank you.